Hey everybody, it's me, International Karl, doing another video for you, this time out of the Middle East. Stay tuned. If you like this video, like always, like and subscribe for more content like this to my channel. Man, I thought I'd do a quick video real quick just to talk about what it's like if you come to the Middle East, the culture shock that exists. I think it's a less now, especially if you live in mainland Europe or in Europe in general. You're used to seeing women covered up in full clothes. But I was just having a conversation with my dad about this because he's never been to the Middle East. He's never experienced the Middle Eastern culture. And to me, I think it's a beautiful culture because, you know, religious issues aside, I think just inherently, no matter where you go in the world, people want to experience the same, excuse me for this trolley going by making all this noise, so let me pause for a second. But wherever you go out in the world, people want to do the same type of things. They want to have a really nice life. They want to have a nice house and a nice steady career and a nice job, raise a family, and go on vacation here or there, whether that be inside their own country or outside of the country. I think that's just inherently what people want to do. The problem is things get a little murky when it comes to like political things that take place. But as I explained to my dad about that, you know, when you come to places like Saudi Arabia, you have to understand like everything is separate. You know, you have an entrance for men, you have an entrance for women. I was explaining to him how once I went into a restaurant and I went to have lunch, and literally I had to go in the men's side and I didn't even see any women. And I just think that like it's an interesting issue. And I was explaining to him, not issue, but interesting concept. I was explaining to him about a friend of mine whose name is Muhammad. Of course, Muhammad is the most common name in the world, but his name is Muhammad. I met him in the UK, in Nottingham. Shout out to my friend Queen Diana. You know who you are if you're watching this video. But I met him through her a couple years back. And we were in Nottingham one night. He was explaining to me, I was like, so what is it like if I go to like your house as a foreigner, or you go to your friend's house? You know, what it's like. He was explaining how the house can have two living rooms, a women's entrance and a men's entrance. And so if he went over to like his friend's house, you know, he would go through the men's side and the women would be in a whole other room and maybe he wouldn't see them. Now he's explaining to me that it really depends on the family. Not every family, just like in any religion, not everybody is extremely religious. There's people all within the scale. He was a very liberal side of the family, still Muslim, still practicing Muslim, but not as devout as, I guess, I wouldn't say devout is the word, but not as strict as his father was, apparently. But like if he went to his friend's house, you know, the mom would be fully veiled. If people came to his house, his mom would fully veil up, but, you know, could take it off depending on how close the relationship was with the family who was coming, you know. But one thing, like if you're gonna come to the Middle East for vacation now, one thing that's beautiful about it is guaranteed sun. If you're gonna go to like Dubai, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, you know, Qatar, you're gonna have the heat. And it's gonna be, you know, even if it was like mid-October, late October. I've come to the UAE in late October, and it's like 35, 38 degrees, you know, not a cloud in the sky, really hot. You know, it's really like nice environment. You know, I think about when I first came to Dubai, and it was interesting because I was expecting to see signs and people not being able to hold hands, or not being, you know, being highly restrictive and being like kind of like a social police coming about. But that never was the experience. I never saw any of that. People were really just living like a Westernist lifestyle with a Middle Eastern spin to it. And so it was, you know, it was a different of a culture shock, but it was a good culture shock because I felt like I could be myself. I could drink. I'm not a big drinker, but, you know, if I wanted to get something to drink, this is in the UAE, you could get it, especially if you were at the hotel or something like that. You know, you could get those things. You know, what else? Like, just being about. Seeing women fully veiled is an interesting thing to see. We don't have that in America per se, but you know, you see it. I've seen it in Philadelphia on the East Coast a lot. People covered up or fully veiled, so you do see it more. But it is interesting to see it as a day-to-day experience, no matter where you go when you're out here in the Middle East. But I would say the people are great. The food is fantastic. If I could find some pictures of some of my previous trips to Dubai or to the Middle East, I'll put them up here now. But I mean, I've come out here for like a Rihanna concert before. That was amazing. That was in Abu Dhabi. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. You know, I've rented a yacht, you know, toured that around Dubai, around the Burj Khalifa. Is the Burj Khalifa the selling one? Burj Al Arab, I think it is the Burj Al Arab. That's the one that one is. You know, I've gone in the dunes. That's always been fun to do. But I think I think everybody should come out here, experience the Middle East, experience the culture, experience the food, you know, experience the people. I think there is one takeaway that I do see. It's always been interesting to me about coming to the Middle East, in Dubai, for example, is all the foreigners who are building the Middle East. You know, part of me, I'm not sure, is this like taking part of like this, I'm gonna call it quote unquote slave labor. I mean, they are getting paid, but you never really feel like you see these people about. And maybe that's because I'm just at the most expensive places, or like a very high-end part of the town, I guess I'd say. You know, like I'm usually on the Palm, for example, in Dubai. Or if I go to Abu Dhabi, I stay really close to the Grand Mosque out there. You know, but it's interesting to see because there's a lot of Sri Lankans, Indians, people from, you know, poorer nations who are here building up the Middle East. That's an interesting take and something to see. But, you know, all in all, it's good. You know, it's a great place to go. Highly recommend it. If you haven't done, put it on your bucket list. I know coming from America is a long journey to do. But here in mainland Europe, it's only about a 6-hour flight, 5-6 hour flight, depending on where you're coming from. So you're here quick. So that's like the same distance of flying from like Los Angeles to New York. That's the same amount of time it would take you to get to the Middle East. So especially from Europe, it doesn't take that long. So that's why I like coming out this way, experiencing the culture, experiencing the people. I would tell you I'd highly recommend that you come. If you can come, if you can't afford it, drop me some comments in the comment section if you've ever been here. What are your favorite parts? What are the things that you don't like about coming to the Middle East? What are some of the shockers that you have to get used to? And I appreciate that. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna close this video up. So if you like more content like this, hit your boy up like always in the comment section, drop a like and subscribe to the channel as always. I'll catch you on the next one.